Liam Payne's autopsy report has just been released, revealing that the singer may have been high on multiple drugs at the time of his death. But how did the beloved pop star become so addicted to so many illegal substances? And did this really have anything to do with his death? In this video, we will explore some of the most disturbing findings of Liam's autopsy report. The Argentinian Public Prosecutor's Office just revealed an autopsy report confirming that Liam Payne's death may have been caused by a drug-induced episode. Since the singer passed away on October 16th, investigators have been trying to figure out what could have led to that fall from the hotel's third floor. According to a preliminary autopsy report, Liam died of multiple traumas, as well as internal and external bleeding, due to the injuries he sustained from the fall. The police also claim that Liam's head injuries alone were sufficient enough to cause death, not to mention the damage done to the rest of his body. To confirm he wasn't actually murdered, the autopsy stated that there were no signs of struggle or fight, adding that Liam was also alone in the room when the incident happened. Investigators also revealed that the distance he fell to the ground was between 42 to 45 feet, which is sufficient enough to cause instant death. While emergency services arrived at the scene 7 minutes after they were contacted by the hotel manager, there was nothing they could do to save the pop star. In addition, Argentinian authorities have also released an initial toxicology report, revealing the amount of drugs that were in Liam's system at the time of his death. However, his death wasn't caused by just one drug. After analyzing his body systems, the investigators found crack cocaine, methamphetamine, pink cocaine, MDMA, and ketamine. An anonymous source had initially confirmed to the Associated Press that Liam may have been exposed to cocaine before his death. However, it wasn't until more tests were carried out that even more drugs were found in his blood. As for the more in-depth toxicology report that is expected to come out in a matter of days, revealing even more details about the singer's final moments. But while news of his death was extremely shocking, his struggle with drug abuse wasn't exactly a secret. For example, back in July of 2023, Liam released a video titled "I'm Back" after returning from spending 100 days in rehab.
I just took a little bit of time out actually. Sorry for the MIA. You guys know there was a few reasons why I did that. And I just needed to take a little bit of time out for myself actually, because I kind of became somebody who I didn't really recognize anymore, and I'm sure you guys didn't either.
In the video, Liam explains that he had to take a break from everything because he was becoming the kind of person he didn't recognize anymore. He then talked about life in rehab and how refreshing the experience was, especially since he didn't have access to his phone.
Actually, where I am here today and where I hope we're going to go forward together, it could be one of those make us or break us. It was tough to read some of the stuff online.
At the time Liam made the video, he claimed to have stopped drinking and had been sober for nearly 6 months, which is good news for his fans. "It's good to be in this position. I definitely don't need things anymore. The party's over," he said. The pop star then continued by stating that he had more of a grip on his life and would like to spend time being a great dad to his 7-year-old son, Bear. Unfortunately though, the party was never over until he passed away. Liam's struggle wasn't with drugs alone though. As a superstar who became extremely famous at a young age, Liam also had to rely on alcohol to deal with the pressure of the celebrity lifestyle. During a 2019 interview with Men's Health Australia, Liam talked about the loneliness that comes with being as famous as he was, and how the experience pushed him into drinking excessively. When you're doing hundreds and hundreds of concerts, and it's the same 22 songs at the same time every single day, even if you're not happy, you gotta go out there. It's almost like putting the Disney costume on before you step up on stage, and underneath the Disney costume, I was pissed quite a lot of the time because there was no other way to get your head around what was going on. I mean, it was fun, we had an absolute blast, but there were certain parts of it where it just got a little bit toxic. The repetitive nature of his touring schedule, coupled with the stress of being on the road all the time, began to nibble at his mental health. Later in 2021, Liam also appeared on an episode of The Diary of a CEO podcast, where he revealed how he had to rely on heavy drinking whenever he was stuck in his hotel room while on tour.
But it feels to me like when we were in the band, the best way to secure us, because of how big it got, was just lock us in our rooms. And of course, what's in the room? Minibar. So at a certain point, I thought, well, I'm going to have a party for one. And that just seemed to carry on throughout many years of my life. And then you look back, how long you've been drinking and stuff, where you're like, Jesus Christ, that's a long time. Even for someone who's, you know.
At this point, he had been sober for a month and looked like he was on the right path. He even tried out therapy to help him conquer his alcohol addiction. While speaking to USA Today in 2019, Liam explained how the people around him had helped him turn his life around, as well as the impact having a kid had on his decisions to get sober. However, addiction wasn't the only thing Liam had to overcome. Because of the level of fame he had to deal with, Payne struggled with crippling anxiety, and at some point the reasons he decided to turn to drugs and alcohol as an escape from reality. Quote, I developed a bit of agoraphobia. I would never leave the house, and I do sometimes suffer with it in a bit of a sense that I'll get days where I just don't want to leave my house, even if it's going to the shop. According to Liam, even completing simple tasks like going to the gas station or paying at the register gave him crippling anxiety. Quote, "I can feel it now. It was like this horrible anxiety where I'd be sweating buckets in the car thinking, I don't want to do this," Liam revealed in an interview with Esquire magazine. Because of this, he would only go for early morning runs. However, this didn't help with the disturbing thoughts that ran through his head. See, on the outside, Liam seemed to enjoy a perfect life. He was famous, had a successful career, and more money than he could spend in one lifetime. However, at some point in his life, he didn't even want to be here anymore. During a 2019 Sky News interview with Ant Middleton, Liam revealed that he thought about taking his own life multiple times, especially at the times when he couldn't handle the pressure anymore. Struggles with depression back in 2021, while appearing on an episode of the Diary of a CEO podcast, explaining how he almost ended it all when he was still a member of One Direction.
I mean, I've spoken to managers who've lost people and different, and you know, I've definitely put strain on a lot of people in my life in the past. You see it, let's be like a basically different person. I don't like talking about it.
Unfortunately, no matter how hard he tried to save himself, Liam kept falling down this dark hole, which eventually led to his untimely death. Among the many drugs that were found within Liam's body, one in particular has been a subject of discussion online: pink cocaine. This drug concoction isn't just one drug, but a mixture of several deadly substances, including ketamine, methamphetamine, MDMA, opioids, and other psychoactive substances. However, despite being called pink cocaine, the drug sometimes doesn't have to contain cocaine, with ketamine being the main active ingredient. According to experts, the use of pink cocaine can result in bladder problems, anxiety, chest pains, depression, delusions, and panic attacks, and sometimes it can make other mental health issues even worse. Authorities believe that this pink cocaine and other drugs could have played a major role in pushing Liam over the edge, especially after what they found in his hotel room. Minutes before Liam died, he had been causing quite the disturbance in his hotel. It got so bad that the hotel manager had to call the cops, informing them that one of the guests was probably high on drugs, slipping in and out of consciousness and smashing up his hotel room. However, before the call even ended, Liam had already fallen from the balcony. By the time the police arrived to search his room, they found the table littered with white powder, tin foil, a lighter, and scorch marks on the wooden surface. There was also a blackened aluminum can lid, which appeared to have been heated, a smashed TV screen sitting on a shelf, as well as a half-empty champagne flute sitting nearby. The police also found several drugs, including clonazepam, a drug used to control epilepsy and panic disorders, as well as burnt candles and more aluminum foil in the bathtub. The investigation is still going on, and more information is expected to come out soon. In the meantime, fans all over the world have been mourning the pop star, organizing rallies and memorials. In London, crowds gather near the Peter Pan statue located in Hyde Park, placing handwritten letters, teddy bears, balloons, photos, and flowers. Many of these fans also talked about how much impact Liam and One Direction had had on their lives, and how shocking his death truly was.
Grew up with One Direction. I started finding them when I was like 9, and it's really sad to see like he died so young, and he was like such an inspiration.
These fans gathered to sing his songs, mourn him together, and even collected handwritten notes they hoped would reach his family. In Paris, Liam fans gathered all around to sing an acoustic version of the One Direction song Little Things. Another memorial was also held in Milan and Washington Square Park and elsewhere around the world. Several celebrities have also been mourning the late pop star on social media. In a joint statement released on Instagram, the 4 surviving members of One Direction stated, "We're completely devastated by the news of Liam's passing. In time and when everyone is able to, there will be more to say, but for now, we will take some time to grieve and process the loss of our brother, who we love dearly. The memories we shared with him will be treasured forever." Each member has also released an individual statement mourning their former band member. On Friday of October 18th, Niall Horan shared a message on his Instagram account, expressing how he was absolutely devastated about the passing of his amazing friend, while also stating that his death doesn't feel real. The day after Liam died, Louise Tomlinson also shared a photograph of him performing with Liam in a heartbreaking message. Along with other members of the band, several celebrities have also been mourning the pop star all over social media. Liam's death has caused a stir in the music industry, all over social media, and people are talking about how celebrities often struggle with mental health issues in secret. On the other end, there are also those who believe that foul play was involved in his death, and that he may have been actually murdered. but with what we know, that seems quite unlikely. As more information continues to emerge about the circumstances of his passing, fans can only hope that the truth will emerge someday soon.